Let's introduce syntax highlighting in LaTeX using the minted package. The minted package is somehow similar to the verbatim environment. If you don't know what the verbatim environment is, I recommend you to watch the video about verbatim first and then return here. So verbatim enables us to typeset snippet of code, but it lacks any support of syntax highlighting. If we wish for syntax highlighting, we need to use some extension package. One of such packages is minted. So because minted is a package, we need to place it in the preamble, so somewhere above begin document. So we just say use package minted, and it enables us to use the same named minted environment. The minted environment takes one mandatory argument, which is the name of the language or the name of the syntax we wish to highlight. So we say we wish to highlight this snippet of code as a C++ code using C++ keywords, C++ identifiers, operators, preprocessor, etc. So minted is the same as verbatim. It can be used for a paragraph of code. If we wish inline code, we can use something really similar to the verb command, which is mint inline. Again, mint inline needs to specify the language for syntax highlighting. So mint inline for inline code, minted for the paragraph of code. Well, we can use something more from the minted package, and it is a special floating environment for snippets of code. So we no longer need to use figure or to call snippets of code figures. We can call it listing. So the listing floating environment is just another floating environment, but it renames the number and the caption to listing. It is nice to the reader when you refer by some number to some floating object, not only specified number, but also by word what you are referring to. So in this case we say figure 1, but there is no figure 1, there's only listing 1, so we should say see the sources of our application in listing 1. I cannot say we may be happy with this output, because the listing environment quite ignores the setup of our document, which is the structures numbering. We wish structured numbering like 3.1, not only 1. To make this working, we need some additional setup. So again, in the preamble, we need to set up the listing counter. So we say the LaTeX command counter within the listing counter for the listing environment, and we want it to be part of the chapter. So after this setup, we get listing 3.1, which is what we need. Well, so now the result looks alright, and there's one more thing to do to make it perfect, and it is the convention of technical and academic documents. In the beginning or in the end of the document, we usually wish to see table of contents and also the list of embedded objects, such as list of figures, list of tables, or list of snippets of code. But nothing like that is here. We need to put it there. Where is the place to put it? It's somewhere in the beginning of the document. But in our case, in the case of our faculty template, the beginning of the document is already set up in the file fitthesis.cls. So we need to tweak it here. So you can see in the end of this file there's command after and preamble. After and preamble says what happens when we call begin document in our document. We can see table of contents, list of figures, so we just add one more such part, which could be a list of listings. After we compile this, we get the list of listings at the beginning of our document. Here we go. This is not the full functionality of the Minted package. It can do many more things, and it can also cause us trouble. It works kind of out of the box using some online cloud editor for LaTeX, but if we wish for local installation, things could get quite tricky. So I recommend you to see the documentation of Minted package. Where to find it? The universal place is the ctan.org, where you can find all the packages, including Minted, and its documentation. In the documentation, we may find what we need to make it work, which is the external software called pygments. So the Minted package calls pygments. In order to let LaTeX to call something external, we need to tell LaTeX to do it via the shell escape command line option. After we do this, everything works. So this was the last video from our mini-series about typesetting source code in LaTeX.